Welcome to the Chop Team. I'm your host, Seth the Dark Child.
I'm your host, twinsinc.
Our show is about two guys and any friends that happen to come over with a topic that we want to chop up.
This is our barbershop style podcast. We discuss it all. If the fellas at the shop will go in on it, we will. Let's chop it up.
We back. Hold up. We back. But what I gotta do, I see Seth the Dark Child's cut the screen. Y'all can chip chop.
Huh? Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Introduction.
Yeah. Go ahead. Today we're joined by a special guest. I was about to say guest show. Special guest star. Introduce yourself again.
Yo, you already know what time it is, man. It's Chunky the Dumb, man. Holla at me.
Yeah, he done slid through. He done gave us a few minutes of his precious time.
Yes, sir.
And today is an interesting topic that we're gonna bite the bullet on.
And he sure did, because this wasn't scheduled. We was already here, prepping, getting ready. My doorbell go ding dong. I look on the camera, I'm like, that Chunky the Dumb. I said,
Yes,
let me see him come
sir.
down for 1 minute.
Yes,
Get a
sir.
quick conversation in real
Yes,
quick while you're here.
sir.
You know what I mean? We always welcome to have guests on the show. You
Yep,
can be here
yep.
physically or you can call in. So it's FYI. This is the Top Team, twinsinc, Chunky the Dumb, Seth the Dark Child.
Yo.
Every Sunday, 3 p.m.-ish, do live recordings. Tune into YouTube, the Chop Team. Click like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff.
Mhm.
So this is part 3 conversation. Hope you've been following us.
Mhm.
Now, the main topic of everything today was, why don't men understand the things from a woman's perspective? Okay, that's the main topic.
Mhm.
But now we're on part 3, is because the person who gave me this topic gave me some things they want to speak on.
Mhm.
Now, today, part 3, when do you actually walk away from a relationship?
Mhm.
Example, if she's telling you to leave, why keep staying?
Mhm.
If he says she's controlling, dictating,
Manipulative.
why continue to stay? So those are the questions that we're going to discuss today,
Mhm.
based on why don't men understand the things from one's perspective.
Okay.
So, Seth, go ahead and kick it off, because I want to get Chunky down the mental, you know what I mean, get thoughts together, start process together before you jump in. But what you thought so far when you hear that talk about
Okay.
when to leave?
Well, the good part about this isn't something I've been rehearsing. This is, as you read it, it
Yeah.
popped into my head. When is it a good time to leave? I want to break it down both times from the man perspective and the woman perspective, right?
Okay.
But in my opinion, the best time to leave for anybody, before I go individual, is when you are not getting what you want out of that relationship.
Oh, say
So-
that again.
When you no longer are getting what you want out of that relationship. I think personally, whenever I hear this kind of stuff, it seems like women want men to be women, and that's just not how it's going to work. We are all in relationships for different things. Just because it looks like we're doing the same thing together, we're there for different reasons. From my opinion, from a woman's perspective, this is my opinion. Women aren't there for sex. You aren't there to provide protection to somebody. That you're there to get resources, protection, and security, right? I'm in a relationship basically primarily for sex and the motivation to do better, because if I really want to be with you, I want to take care of you. Being in a good relationship will cause me to put in effort that benefits both of us. But when you are no longer motivating me to be a better person or providing that sexual release, which I crave and desire, along with all the feminine attributes, that's what I think a man's time is to leave. And I'll say from a woman's perspective, once again, when you're not getting what you want, the protection, the leadership, the whatever emotional support you need from that's when it's time for you to leave. But we're not in that for the same reason. So our reasons for leaving should be different.
And of course, when you say speaking from one's point of view, even the lady who gave me these questions, I invite her on the show. Did she want to get on? No. So once again, if any woman who's listened to the show, or a guy who knows a female who wants to be on the show and talk to us, you're more than welcome. Send us an email to the Chop Team, slide my DM on the Chop Team, or even twinsinc. Comment under the video.
Mhm.
Whatever it may be, we're reachable. You know what I'm saying? We can be touched. Not all of us, because we are, I'm married, so you can't really touch me if you want to, if you're a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
God, I don't go that way. But anyway, the point is that it'd be nice to have a woman on the show to give the woman's perspective. But we're going to give you what our think process could be, what the woman should need. But I like how you broke it down from the man, we're in a relationship for one reason and she's in it for another reason. I love it. Chunky Dung, go ahead, sir. I want you to jump in. Have one. I know you got somebody got to be two. And I know the wheels is rolling and ball rolling. So
all right.
What do you think about this, sir?
This is where I'm at when it comes to my opinion on this topic, the subject. To me, when it comes to a situation like that, the best time for anyone to leave, whether it be male or female, is, no offense to the ones out there who are married, but before marriage, because at the end of the day, you're setting yourself up for failure, because now not only are you tied to this person basically almost for the rest of your life, then finances are combined, there might be a child involved, a house involved. So what you're looking for, you need to find it in yourself first, and also with the man above, before you can settle down and say, yo, this is the person for me. So with me being here, the best time to leave is before marriage, before you get deeper into all the emotional and the physical and the mental stress that you have to go through. Not only that, but then being that both individuals, whether it be male or female, again, but mostly for the Black culture, because when we step out the door, it could be the last time you come back through that door.
Man.
So the support structure that we need is not only in the physical form of having sex, but it's also in the mental support, the emotional support of everyday basis that we do go through. Each and every day we walk through that door. And coming home and having to argue, who wants to deal with that on an everyday basis? I mean, I had to argue with Tom, Dick, and Harry out there, not to mention be driving the speed limit coming home because we're afraid that we might get pulled over.
You gotta be turned down low. You can't even be enjoying the music you want to. You can't even zone out while driving.
There's a lot of reasons why, you should walk away before it gets to the point where you said I'm married.
Amen.
I like that.
Amen.
Now, one thing that I like what both of them said, they start the conversation saying that, in my opinion, right? Meaning that we're not saying this is a fact. This is not in stone that what should happen, right? It's going to be based on the individual level, how you see a relationship and how you want to be, or X, Y, Z. I like what you said too. Do it before you get married. I tell a lot of people this: just because you put a ring on a finger doesn't mean you're not going to argue no more. It doesn't. It may amplify. It probably, it will amplify.
But it shouldn't.
I'm sorry. No, you're right. You're right. It shouldn't, but it will amplify. And the reason why I say that, and don't let me get too jump too far off. But I'll tell men this. And this is, I'm letting the cat out the bag, fellas. Once you decide to put this lovely ring on that finger, you lose your power. You lose the upper hand in the relationship. Point blank, period. Because if you are a good dude or a decent enough dude that she want to be with, she's going to do everything possibly.
Wait.
Hold on.
No, I got to ring. I feel where you're going.
Go ahead.
I think I got to ring you back in.
All right, bring me back in.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong, but we're talking about when they leave in a relationship. But you talking them out of starting one. I saw that. I was like, wait, no, not that one.
Well, but only I went that route because, like you said, you want to do it before.
I agree.
You're married. You don't want to be in the marriage having a situation about now you want to leave. No, this is something, the conversation you had before you got married. All I'm saying, and you're right, I'll pause on that. You want to have these tough, difficult conversations before marriage.
Big facts.
If you're having these conversations of when I should leave and when you should leave and we're still dating, marriage shouldn't be a conversation. Marriage is too big of agreement. Marriage is too big of a legal agreement that you're joining and you don't know if you want to be there or not.
Now I'm against marriage from a legal standpoint. I want to put that down because legally marriage is retarded at this point. I'm sorry. Did I just use the R word? I might as well have said the F word. Listen, marriage doesn't make sense in 2022 or going forward. But at the same time, when you get married, a lot of the dating is supposed to be when you weed out the doubts, right?
Right.
It's too easy to get in and out of relationships, and it shouldn't be. I've had this conversation in ways I don't even want to talk about today. it shouldn't be as easy to get in and out of relationships as it is, because it's taken away the honesty in it. I saw an interview, and it hurt my heart to say this, with Steve Harvey and Dr. Phil, and Dr. Phil gave some advice that was awesome. If you're scared about being in a relationship, or you have doubts about getting married right now, that's when you should leave. Don't hang around, because anything that you feel confident in and that you're comfortable with doing, you tend to do it right away. If you're still struggling with whether or not you should marry somebody, you probably shouldn't. That's my opinion.
Like that. Another thing is too, based on this question, right? The question is, when do you actually walk away from a relationship? What's keeping you there is my question. What's keeping you there, right? If you have doubts about when to walk away from it, what's keeping you there?
Well, you want to go?
Well, I can.
Let me go.
Well, a lot of times what keeps somebody in a situation like that is comfortability. It's also an attachment of emotions that started off good, had good intentions, but as the relationship got deeper and deeper, you started realizing certain things wasn't as what it was painted in the beginning. So now you tend to want to stay because you want to work on the kinks. You don't want to put a Band-Aid over it because it's going to be a scar or cut regardless. You want to work out the kinks. You want to heal up. So you want to stitch that wound. So at the end of the day, when it heals, there might be a scar, but it's something that's healable and you can move on from that. So a lot of times we stay because of emotions. We stay because it's a great financial situation. We stay because you've done grown so attached to the custom of, coming on, hey babe, compared to
having somebody at home is important.
Right. So
accountability.
You don't, and also one of the main things, we don't like being alone. So
and the fear of starting over too.
Correct.
Because I think people get invested in somebody.
Yep.
Right. It may not have to be financial. Some is, but it may not be. But it's the investment. Like, I've been with you all these years, and this where the entitlement comes from too. Because I'm with you and I invested my time, I gave you my all. I deserve this, right? And I think that's another problem too. You don't deserve anything. My personal opinion. It's like there has to be a lot of compromising. What do you think, Seth? I see.
Because I want to argue. And
go ahead.
What you see, I think that's where we're at, and I think that's part of the problem.
What's that?
We're still talking about when we leave, but even the investment portion. Here's the thing: most people, I'm sorry, I'm the dark child. A lot of women don't count investments. They really don't care what you did for them yesterday. The problem is those investments you made yesterday, if you want a positive future, have to pay off, are supposed to pay off in the future. If I put money down, I'm using money as an example, but if I put money down on a piece of stock today, for me to be happy in the future, that stock has to have benefits in the future, right? Yeah. It has to grow. It can't always be today is today is today is today is today, because nobody can keep up with that. And if I keep investing and never getting back what I put in, I am eventually going to hit that point where I feel like I'm lost. I'm losing. I could love my car, but I'm not going to keep dumping new money into an old car. At one point, I am going to trade in that car, right? Now, but if I invested in it properly when it was younger, oil changes, tune-ups and everything, that car could be perfectly fine for years.
Right, but the difference is that car don't reply and act. So I still have an emotion when something is wrong. It just breaks down if you need an oil change. But when you have a breakdown in a relationship or with an individual, it tends to go other physical emotion, or you start breaking your own shit that you invested in. So now what? Now you're out the bag because you done broke a $1,500 lamp. I'm just using that as an example, right? Now that lamp is placed in a corner because it lights up the room because the house was built with no light up there. So now you got to come out $1,500, not the other individual. It's your shit. So you just got to think about, you got to be more invested in you now.
Fair enough.
Going forward compared to investing your time in somebody else. Because what I've learned is what I'm still learning is when you're in a relationship and shit don't go right, 7 years and 8 years in a relationship, 10 years in a relationship, that's not time. That's not time that you lost. It's, to me, that's time that God put you through that perilous little moment for you to learn from there. You never.
I like what you said.
No,
Hold on. I like.
I'm arguing on it.
Wait,
I don't want to bring God into this.
No,
because you can choose tomorrow. God does not want you to be with somebody for 25 years and then they take half your stuff and you commit
But that's
suicide.
trials and tribulations, though,
Bruh.
Regardless.
Bruh, these current relationships shouldn't be this much trial and tribulation.
Man, listen, they walk for 40 days in a circle.
Blame that in God. That's what I'm saying. This right here is us. This is choices we making. That's what I'll say. I'm like, I don't want to. I don't like people to say God for good stuff or whatever. God is teaching you a lesson, but when it all go bad, the devil.
You keep the same trend. Yeah, you keep the same focus, because regardless, God gonna be there regardless.
Bro, too many people in bad places, because if God was there, I'm not a religious person, but I don't want to put God. But it's too many people on crack and dying from crack right now to say God put them there to teach them a lesson.
So we agree to disagree then.
Fair enough.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So what I wanted to say had nothing to do with the whole religion and stuff is that the fact that he said based on the time that was, because I hear it's a lot from females that ladies or females, whatever, that once a relationship's over, they be like, I can't believe I wasted 5 years, 7 years.
My time ain't valuable too.
It's like you as an adult, you know when something's bad. You know when something's not gonna work for you. What's keeping you there? I have conversations all the time and said, listen, I'm not keeping you here. I don't put a gun to your head. If you're unhappy, we can work this out. But if you're not happy, you don't have to be here. But we got to make sure if you want this to work, you have to put your best foot forward. It can't be what you did, you this. Okay, all right, if I'm doing everything, okay, let me own everything. Okay, I'm doing this, I'm not doing this. What are you doing to help lessen the load for me? That's a question, not just for here, but it's people that ask that question. Right. If somebody's telling you that you're the problem, X, Y, Z, okay, how are you helping me to help lessen that load? Well, you got, okay, I know I need to do this, but how can you help lessen the load? Because I'm telling you, if I'm doing X, Y, Z over here, can you do ABC? So we can meet by MNLOP, whatever, MNLOP, you know what I'm saying? Meet me there. It just can't be one person. Well, you this, you that. And that's the problem that we have. I think in this society, in today's society, people are always looking for out. Now, in most cases, it's usually the women who gets out. Men don't look for out. And if we do get out, there's no benefit for us being out. Point blank, period. Because when we get out, we're out by ourselves. A lady who gets out, they get out, but then they got support from family, from government, whoever. If I go and I'm out, I got to figure it out. I'm, hey, man, can I crash your bed? You know what I mean? It's only but certain, not bed, crash at your crib, whatever. Pause, right.
I was going to go.
I tried to let it go.
Yeah. I'm like, wait, not bed, but at your crib.
Yeah, the couch.
Couch, whatever. But even if you say, yeah, you can crash my crib, as a man that I am, and in integrity, how I feel, I'm not gonna feel comfortable staying there for a certain period of time, right? I get it, appreciate it, but I gotta figure stuff out because I need to I'm a grown ass man, so I can't be just staying in people's houses, right? But the point I'm trying to think is that most men are more willing to try to figure things out versus the other side, it's like they're quick to throw their hands up. Well, just get out then. You leave.
Well,
no compromise in there. I
want to defend women one time on this.
Oh no, go ahead.
Not both sides, regardless.
Well, no, I mean just one time because it's not. I found this out the hard, painful way. Women aren't quick to throw up their hands. They do get done with the situation before we do, but they go through the breakup portion of it while we still in a relationship. They divest from that relationship a long time before they leave us. Because there is a benefit. The reason we stay in the relationship because it is beneficial to be with somebody for some reason. Okay.
Well, hold on. Before you continue, I understand what you're saying, but I'm about to disagree. Sure. Right? Because when the woman said when they're done, that's when it's done.
But they've been done a long time before they told you.
They may have said it, but the guy been done way before that. And the thing is this, we never get to the point and say, no, I'm done too. And it's done. No, if I say I'm done, oh, it's working out XYZ, right?
You fell for the okey
But if it's the other way around, if she say, I'm done,
Yeah.
oh, she's done. She means that. She's
She
like,
done.
done. So that's what I'm saying. So what you're saying, like, I get what you're saying, but no, when they say they done, there's no coming back from it.
Well, that's what I was defending. I'm not throwing it on them like they just walked in the door and it's like, I hate you, I'm out. They don't do that. They said they hate you in their mind like a year before they walk in the door and say, I'm out.
But then at the time frame, that's when they work on the exit plan.
And that.
And with what both y'all saying, it's funny because I mean I know of a real personal situation. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
the person had 2 kids with the mother of his child. I'm not gonna say baby moms out of respect, you know, mother of his kids. And everything was going good. I mean, of course there were ups and downs, but they went together for Christmas because she wanted a Louis bag, right?
Okay.
So they're in the mall, you know, he online, they wait and he gets a Louis bag. They walk out the store, there's no Louis bag.
Okay.
I like how your face looking.
Right.
Yeah. What's the point? Okay.
Go continue.
She left the Louis bag in the store. When they went back to get it, it was gone. It was already purchased, right?
Wait. Did he purchase it?
Yeah. How does it?
So we went to the Louis store together. I bought the bag.
Mm-hmm.
You put it down, whatever. You forgot it. Went back in and it's gone.
It's gone.
Okay, continue.
Right.
Continue.
So now, New Year's, he goes, gets her some diamond drop earrings. Boom, boom. Gives her the earrings for New Year's. She gets it, she accepts it and goes, I can't do this no more. I'm done. So where in that is it fair or equal to know that he spent all that time and effort, right?
I'm gonna let you finish your statement.
Where in that is it that was equal or even fair to know that he was willing to work something out? Because like you said, she checked out.
She was gone.
She was gone, but
she cashed out.
She cashed out, but so you basically use that person as an ATM to get your gratification and your wants, not your needs, your wants.
Yeah. Well, and see, that's exactly where I was going with that. Is that story? I always use myself. I don't, anecdotal evidence, but even with when I got divorced, let's put it like this. There's an incentive for women to leave.
I said this.
Right? That's like Twin said, the incentive. They don't give us anything. That investment portion, a lot of men don't really understand what they bring to a relationship. Let's use this as a grown man. You go to work every day. You make the money you make. When you make a certain amount of money, you feel like you are now capable of investing in a family.
Facts.
It's a lot of people working at McDonald's, but a real adult male isn't going to start a family until he feels like he can support that family. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
Okay.
Agree.
So you are investing in your family even before you find a woman to give it to.
Oh, yeah.
You
facts.
are already building the man you need to be. Right?
Right.
Now, when you have children, that first couple years, unless you are a higher value male than I was, the first couple years were hard. The hours of overtime, the sleepless nights. I mean, dude, it was multiple times I personally didn't get any sleep for 48 to 72 hours straight because, you do a 15-hour work day. You got 2 jobs, 15 hours. You go home and get some sleep, but something happens. You stay conscious and you just deal with it. I was young and strong enough to go back to work the next day. It is what it is, right? But that's an investment. All right. You invested, you took that L because it was for your family. When women say, oh, I'm doing this for you, what really once you find a girl to be with and you know it's going to cost you to start a family, what actual investment is she making in that? In the old days, there was some investment. She was going to be running your bath order. She was going to be taking care of the kids. She was going to try to at least make your life comfortable enough for you to keep pulling this weight. In 2022, what actual investment are you getting from your what actual payout are you getting from them for your initial payment?
That's tough.
Well, like
That's
you said,
tough.
it's tough because you got to find a wholesome woman, and finding a wholesome woman now out of this
Okay.
this bunch of grapes
Okay.
ain't really
Well, so
ain't really there now.
so let me
No
fin-
disrespect.
so let me go on up. So now let's say you get married and y'all have 2 kids within the first 5 years.
Mhm.
Your average guy, you're making $20 an hour, $25 an hour. Average guy. You're not balling, y'all not both. So she's not gonna be able to work too much, two young kids.
Unless you
If
have
she is-
family.
And if she is working, like my ex-wife was, we barely made enough. I told her to stop working because we were paying more in
Childcare.
daycare
Yeah.
Mhm.
All that.
than she was making. At the end of the day, like, it's costing us for you to go to work.
Yeah.
Stay home.
You're pretty much working for free.
Exactly. But, and once again, I'm not saying it's easy on her, but she didn't offer me that option. She didn't tell me, hey, babe, I'm making so much money and it's struggling. Why don't you stay home with the kids for 3 years and I'll handle all the bills because we can't afford childcare? That was that offered to, do you think most men are getting offers that even resemble something like that?
I mean, if you Kevin Federline and Britney Spears, yeah, but nothing apart from that, nah.
Is that one out of 100 ain't really a good, I wouldn't play those.
Those numbers at all.
No, right.
And like you said, those
Okay.
people are making millions of
Dollars,
dollars.
right.
Okay.
So yeah.
And but I'm still on the investment. This is why men don't leave. Think about the first couple years of marriage. That initial investment for us is freaking huge. What's she giving up? Time. She's giving up the ability to run the streets and club with her friends. I wasn't going to no clubs. I'm like, yo, you think I got the strength to go to a club after I've been driving a forklift literally for 12 hours a day, 5 days a week, and I'm still trying to hustle on weekends? Because do you know how much formula costs right now? It's
I
like
know.
$8 a can.
Mm-hmm.
And
Them
it goes
kids
through
go
it.
through like 3 a day. All right. So that's your initial investment. On top of the fact that she could be working, but let's be honest, even if she's working, her money is her money. Your money is your money. I don't care what no man think, you are not getting no fair cut when it comes to her working.
Shit, you know
I
that
don't
was
say
a bounty.
no man, but a lot of men.
There's always going to be a bounty
Okay.
on your money, because even regardless, I'd say for example, you saying that what you just said is true,
Mhm.
but even if you balling and she ain't making no money, you still gotta pay for the date. You still gotta take her out to a nice restaurant.
Notice I ain't even went there yet.
Well, no, I'm just saying for the dudes that their money is still their money. In order for you to get the time for the lady that you want to deal with, you gotta
Exactly.
pay for the date. You gotta take it to a nice restaurant. You gotta make sure that she's dressed nicely because you're dressed nicely. So you gotta have somebody representing you how you look walking
Exactly.
beside you.
Because it ain't no way you driving a Lexus and she driving a 1992 Sentra. That's just not happening. But look, once again, so I'm still talking about investment because you're like, why do men stay and when it's the right time to leave? Look at all the investment that you as a man bring to the table. I ain't even talked about the fact that if something happens, it's your life up. You up for that. That comes with being a man. If the yard being cut, I can count on I can't tell you I've seen a woman push a lawnmower in years. I'm quite sure they do it. I just haven't seen it. So if there's a bump in the night, I got to get up. If the roof is leaking, that's my responsibility. If a pipe busts, that's my
And
responsibility.
the alarm go off.
Exactly. That's
Catch
my
a flat.
responsibility. My responsibility.
Mhm.
Some car work need done, my responsibility. Whether I do it or find somebody to do it, my responsibility. All of that is investing in us being happy, right? Okay. And after we do all that investment, you still want me to take care of the kids, help me with the children, and you need to cook sometime and wash dishes and vacuum. So I've done this. Okay, I know how to vacuum. What grown man can't vacuum? I can wash dishes with the best of them. My son, I'll be honest with you, my wife took him to 0 appointments as a baby. I took him to every one of his appointments. I took him to so many. When she took him one time, he was 2. The nurses were looking at him like, so
Who's this lady?
yeah, because I've been up there every 2 months since he was born.
Like, are you
And they're
okay?
So you
Your dad dropped you off?
yeah, this Miss Nolly, for real? You know what I'm saying? So boom. And all of this is still the initial investment. Now, once it stopped being that hard, they get a little bit older, your life might ease up a little bit, right? But at this point, about, let's say 7, 8 years old, now she's unhappy. But you have invested so much, you don't want to do this over. Now you holding on by your fingertips to somebody who don't want to be there, and she hasn't invested nothing close to what you've done. Her sleepless nights, I guarantee you've done at least 2 for every one of hers, probably 3 or 4, guaranteed, because I've been there. And at the end, when she finally say, I can't take this anymore. Now I'm gonna use the word manipulative. You've been working. Women in relationships don't leave nothing behind, right?
Facts.
So I'll say when I die, hand on the Bible right now. If I not, hey, and I'm gonna say this to the guy, don't play games. I'm just talking. Don't play games. If I died tonight on my way home from here,
Which you won't.
which I won't, because I believe you don't want me to see me today. I have life insurance policy. I have actually multiple life insurance policies.
Facts. I do.
Hopefully, if I do die and I get mangled in the car, even my car insurance paid double indemnity, and the accident, all of this stuff kick in. My 401k, my retirement plan, all of that kick in. The properties I bought, all of that kick in. If I had stayed married, I mean, round number, this is a guesstimation, $750,000. If I died in a car accident today, right? She was getting that. Now it goes to my son because I'm divorced. But if the same thing happened to her today, I am going to end up paying to bury her unless I want the county to put her in a box. At best, $25,000 worth of insurance. At best. If my son died today, my child, I got insurance to cover that. If it was up to her, begging, we have to do a GoFundMe. Okay. But the only reason I got this is because I manipulated the situation. No, you can't have no Fendi bag. No, you can't have no red bottoms. No, we can't take a trip to Hawaii, because I have to plan for us a little bit further up the road than next summer.
That part right
You
there.
can't have, you can go visit your mom, but you and your girls can't take a girl trip to Las Vegas. No. Ugly fat.
No, that's a want. So that's not a me thing. That's a you thing. So you figure it out.
Oh.
I'm not coming out the pocket for that, because at the end of the day, you know how many times we want a guys trip with our mans? You know what I'm saying? We don't ask you, yo, babe, hey, you think you could, buy my ticket for me? Me and the fellas about to. Hell no, we do that shit on because that's what we want. If you want to go to Vegas, yeah, but find your way to Vegas.
How about my wife? My ex-wife took more trips than I did during our marriage.
Wow.
I mean, I've never been to Washington. She got a friend in Washington. She been to Washington. She been to Virginia. She went to New York. She went to DC. She been to Florida multiple times. A lot of times when she was traveling, I was at work.
I lived this life.
Making overtime.
Yeah.
And so this is back to when do you break up? For men, after a certain point in a relationship, I don't want to break up. It's not because it's better than it is in the street. No. It's because I've invested so much. I am not just literally starting over. I've just dumped years of my life, effort, money, trying to raise good kids, and I'm not. And at that point, you're saying, I'm not happy. And then to make it worse, and I'm gonna shut up after this, she can cash out. I want half of the money you save for the kids' college fund. Pay that out. She can take half of every liquid asset, right? Oh, and cash out the house you've been working overtime to pay on.
All that
and
equity.
I want the best car, not which car she's been driving. She can get the better of the 2 cars. Oh, and I want full custody. So even though I just milked you to death and took half of everything,
I'm still going to take more.
Well, you still been working for, I need you to keep paying me child support when you leave, so that I can stay in your pockets for X number of years in the future.
Mm-hmm.
That's why men don't want to break up. When is it the right time for us to leave? Before that baby cry the first time.
That means
That's when it's the best time for us to leave. As soon as you hold your baby, it's too late. That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's too late.
I ain't
When
saying
baby's here, it's too late.
the moment your baby, oh my God,
So
it's too late.
let's do
Facts.
let's do a quick number. You got a calculator, anyone? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's do 1,450 times 12.
That's almost 1,450.
Mm-hmm.
You're almost $15,000. I know that's close to what I pay for child support. Keep going.
Okay.
Times, how many to 12?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, about 16.
16, right?
16.8.
Okay, so think about it. If you're paying rent,
Wait, how many years?
no, that's just 1 year. That's 1 year.
No, I mean, but how many years you got to pay that?
No, I'm just saying this 1 year.
Times,
Right.
No, because it could be up to 18.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just using an example. That
18 is 302.
Okay.
So look. So in 1 year, right? You spent $15,000,
I do.
right?
I
I'm
give
just saying
away,
in
not-
1 year. In
I
1
ain't
year,
spend shit. I give.
you gave $15,000, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
After tax.
After taxes. In 2 years, you spend that. That's what somebody makes in 1 year.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah, that person.
So
yeah,
the average person makes that in 2 years, right?
Actually, I don't actually the average person gets 20,
20,
20,
right.
24 something.
Hold
So
on.
he a math
I'm gonna give you the math.
He a math genius over
Okay.
here.
Plus, all right, 30%, because that's what you're gonna pay on taxes. Divided by the average number of hours you work in a year is 2,080. So the average it just messed me up. Hold on. You're looking at like getting divorced is like a $18 an hour job if you're paying $1,200 a month.
Right.
$18
So
an hour.
what people fail to understand is even though, and it's going back to the topic now, even though we are here and we're investing in you, we're also investing in this for ourselves. But we tend to now we're doing all this investing, working this overtime, working these hours, we're investing more of that money, energy, and everything into you. So then what happens now? Motherfuckers have mental breakdowns.
Mm-hmm. Drug addiction.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers end up
motherfucker they say, hey, can I curse?
Hey, once you get past that 10-minute mark,
right. So
let it fly. We good.
right. So motherfuckers end up having mental breakdowns. They end up shooting and killing their significant other. Not to mention that because the child looked like that individual, they killing them too. Right?
Oh, I ain't even. Oh, that's something else I want to talk about.
I'm just going on, right? So then if that's not the route they take, they go to the job and then they shoot the job up and then they commit suicide by death by police, right? Mm-hmm. So there's so many things that, and no offense, women, because y'all got the number one thing in this world that any man wants, and that's more than gold. Right. Yep. So at the end of the day, I'm going today. Tomorrow there's the next man willing to fulfill the position.
That's what makes it all unworthwhile.
So at the end of the day, if you can live by that rule, why can men live by that rule? Because at the end of the day, the shit I got between my legs is golden too, because guess what happened? Without me, you can't have kids. So guess what happened? Let's compromise that from the jump. Like, in order for us,
we're both just as valued to each other.
So exactly. So at the end of the day, we're supposed to be meeting each other in the media, not me meeting you here. Mm-hmm. And you not even meeting me nowhere close to that. You looking down to me like, yo, this is what you're supposed to do. I'm not supposed to do nothing but stay black and die. Shorty, sorry. Yep. Remember what I'm saying? But we have to understand what the value of each other and what the value of ourselves more than anything. Because if you value yourself more, then you know how to treat somebody outside of that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We don't know our value. So at the end of the day, this is why the divorce rate is so high. This is why women are always leaving. This is why men stay so long, because we're willing to work on what we ourselves, when we look in that mirror, see is wrong. Yep. To them, they're like, yo, everything is wrong. Everything can't be wrong because your best friend like me.
Exactly. And just like once again, we've invested. If it's wrong, I'll fix it, because once I have a house, if I need to change the roof gets changed. If I need a new lawnmower to keep the grass cut, I have to get a new lawnmower, because I have invested too much in this house to just let it fall apart. That's the house and the marriage, same thing. Men, if you find even dating, it costs us this much to date you. It costs us this, and you be like, oh, I had to get my hair and nails. That was cosmetic. But if you was paying for dinner and coming to pick me up and putting miles on your car, and still having to try to smile in somebody's face, you'll find out very quickly your investment in your hair and nails ain't the same. And even if we do like you, now we invest that the moment that baby say, yeah, what was that, $304,000?
Mm-hmm.
When using KS, Kevin Samuels has been like, yo, each one of these kids costs this much amount of money. That's what they're talking about. These kids is expensive. If I get a woman with a kid, that's $250,000 out my pocket. We got 2 kids, that's $500,000. We got 3 kids, that's $750,000. And that's for poor people. That's for the average person.
That's why my kids learning the trade. Ain't no college, bro. I'm sorry.
I ain't even got the college. This is 0 to 18.
I'm just saying, right?
No, you're right though.
No, you. But look, think about it like this: the average debt coming out of college is $250,000. The average.
I think you gave me a crick in my neck.
The average. So if I already spent $250,000 for you to be 18, nah, bro, you gonna learn a trade.
You paying over $500,000.
You gonna learn a trade, bro.
And
or sis, or young girl, young man, you gonna learn a trade.
Okay, so let's talk about this. What you say here?
Last one, third one.
Last one. When do you actually walk away from a relationship? The moment you realize that you are not going to get a return on your investment. I'm going to put it flat out. I don't care if you really not happy, even if you are kind of happy, if you know you're done, if you know that there's no future, the day you figure that out is the day you walk away.
Yep.
I ain't working out nothing.
Also, before I dip out of here, fellas,
Yes, sir.
The day you should know that it's time for you to leave and take them 2 steps through that door and then close that door behind you. I don't care if you slam it or you lock it quietly. When you start putting yourself more in debt, knowing that 4 or 5 months ago you were up, not to say up in money, but up in your credit score. Feel what I'm saying? Your mindset. Now your credit score done dropped. Your mindset done dropped. The way you think done dropped.
Friendships, interactions.
You start losing function of certain things. You start not paying attention to everything around you when you were aware of your surroundings before.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when you start leaving, because now if I was up $100,000, now I'm down $200,000, and you ain't put a goddamn cent to make it 199,000, then now I'm out.
Exactly. And that's how men think. So I can't tell how women, I don't know women, but lady, no. And I'm willing to accept that women are a certain amount of bills. I'm willing, because let's be honest, I could be happy in an efficiency. As long as I got a nice size TV and a video game system and a toilet that flush, I could live in that house till I die. All these other bedrooms and furniture, that was for you, right? As long as I can hang with my fellas, I can live off what? $15 an hour, probably survival rate.
Right.
I just need enough to pay the rent and the light bill and the water bill and eat some ramen noodles. So all this other stuff was for you. Yep. And at the end of the day, you want to tell me you're not happy?
But fellas, it was a good talk.
Yes, sir.
Next week I will be back, and I like these topics. Keep them coming.
Oh yeah, we got one more. So we'll say it next week. You come back next week, I'll say the next topic for next week for you.
All right, say no more, man. I love y'all.
Yes, sir.
Yo.
All right, Jake.
I'm so glad you came by, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's nice talking to you again. It's Chunky the Don, and I'm out.
Peace.
All right, Seth. Anything else you want to say? No.
Wait, do you feel like we addressed it properly?
Yeah, we did. I mean,
yeah.
Listen. Why do you actually walk away? I think y'all.
Okay.
I think both y'all hit it on top of the nail.
Yeah.
Always. I mean, I couldn't really co-sign. I mean, I can't really disagree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I think one thing for my young men who listen to the show, because it's more like we'll have more men listen to the show than more women, because women don't want to hear what men have to say
at all.
And it's a shame, because how can you grow if you don't want to listen to the other side? Like, I listen to the other side all the time. I can tell you multiple times. I can tell you what Oprah say, Ricky Lake done say.
For years.
For decades, not years, decades.
Yeah,
they had a TV show. Too. I listen. All the shows, The View, I hear them. They say what man X, Y, Z.
Mm-hmm.
So I know what y'all want. I know what y'all need. Cool. I listen, take note, and I try to act in those things, trying to give you X, Y, Z.
Mm-hmm.
But as I always state before, it's like at the end of the day, what I've learned through my years in marriage and relationship, enough is never enough. Enough is never enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to end it right there. Enough is never enough. Anything you want to say except for wrap it up here?
No, I'm just gonna co-sign what you just said and let it go. Like I'll say it the third time. Everybody's in a relationship for something different. The moment you know, and I'm saying guess or feel like, the moment you know you're not getting what you want out of this relationship anymore, that's when you leave. I don't care if it's financial, sexual, mental, emotional. Because staying, if you're not getting it now, you just putting yourself in relationship debt, and there is no payout at the end for me.
So once again, ladies, thanks, ladies and gentlemen. I say ladies fair because I'm hoping they are listening. But thanks for tuning to the Top Chain. Mm-hmm. Once again, we'll be back next week for part 4 of the topic. And once again, the main topic is why don't men understand from a woman's perspective? I hope you're listening because we're giving you a lot of men's perspective of why it's kind of hard for us to understand the woman's perspective.
Yeah.
We just laid it out clear as day right here, and we gave you actual numbers. Mm-hmm. Numbers that I could say 70% women don't even think about. I give you a little bit of credit. It's probably lower than that, but I'm gonna give you 70% may think about that. Mm-hmm. But men, most mature men, we think about those numbers
every day.
And whew, $302,000 for just one kid before college.
I know we were signing off, but listen, University of Tennessee, out of state tuition, 1 year, $40K. Tennessee State. This, bruh, we're not talking about
4 years, 160.
Yeah, we ain't even talking about Harvard or Yale. We're talking about Tennessee, bruh.
160.
1 year at Spelman, $39,000. 1 year at Spelman. Even 1 year at Georgia State is $21,000. So you're looking at $85,000 for a 4-year degree from Georgia State University.
And the worst part about it is once you get out of school, unless you know someone or have something lined up, you're not gonna be able to get a job right away. It's gonna pay that money.
Exactly.
So you're gonna be in debt. And in most cases, most person, not race, most persons gonna be in a relationship by then. They might have kids by then. They probably have a car note by then. They probably don't mess with their credit. So your debt, like it's like a big farm. It's the new age of slavery. It's college.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, trade is the best way to go. Now, is there some schooling you gotta do? Yes, maybe like 30,000, 20,000. And some programs give you free trade learning. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You go to most jobs pay you to go to the training. But we'll put a pin there.
Yeah.
We back next week. Please tune into Dachopteam. We out.
Peace.